Alright, I hope this is recording. Hi, y'all. Hold on, let me sit like this so I can look more professional. Hi, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm J.I., and today I decided to switch it up a little bit. I've done the vlogs, I've done the videos, but I've never given you a story time. Now, listen, I did not write this down. So if I slur my words or like I'm trying to catch on or bring back a little memory, don't blame me. I've had this in my mind for a little minute and I'm like, shoot, it's a good one, so why not get it started? For privacy purposes, I will not be using any of the people in these story times' real names. Maybe hints, but not really their real name or nothing exactly close to it. But let's just start it off with, alright, so I go to school, and I guess it was around December-ish. We were, what was it? We were in school, and there was a new girl who had joined our school. Let's call her Ariana. Let's call her Ariana.
You cannot be for real. Oh my God, you for real? No, you for fake. No, you for real. You lying? You not?
So Ariana and me, we hit it off pretty quickly. She started telling me stuff, private, personal stuff that I won't be listing on here, but about her family, her dad, her home life, how it wasn't that good, how her school before wasn't that good, her mom, and pretty much everything I needed to know, like, oh wow, this girl's been through some shit. And so, I was like, I sympathize. And so, with me being the sympathizing person I am, I was like, well, let me be friends with you. People originally were like, trying to see what she was about, and I wasn't tripping. I was gonna let her do her own thing, but I was friends with her. She was in my not show choir, but my choir class, and I was like, you know what, let's kick it, because we both like the same thing. And so, but originally, at first, before we really started talking, there were like a couple of people who like one day they would want to be my friend, the other they would not, and they would constantly pick on me, and she joined in on picking on me with them, or not really joined in, but she didn't say anything, she just laughed. And so I was like, at that time I had a really bitter taste in my mouth, and so it was like, whatever. But we soon began to like become friends and kick it. Now there was this one guy, let's call him JD. JD liked Ariana, and he was like, I like her, I'm gonna go talk to her. So JD one day decides to shoot his shot with her, and like, Ariana, she doesn't really like him. He's not her type, and that's okay. He wasn't really anyone's, respectfully. But so she rejects him, and he's like, you know what, that's why I didn't even like you anyway, and starts calling her pepperoni face and stuff. And so, like, then that creates a whole issue for her. And so, following week, we start talking. I find out that, I wonder if I can say this, I find out that she vapes. And finding this out, I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I don't have a problem with people who do it. I don't do it. It's not my personal thing. And plus, I like to sing. So, like, that would just completely ruin my voice. Like, I'd be an idiot for doing that to my voice. And so, she is, like, constantly, though. It's like an addiction, a really bad one. And she does it in class. And so, she goes, she brings me, Ariana brings me and another friend. Let's call her Kelsey. Yeah. So Ariana brings me and Kelsey to like the back of the class. We're sitting in a little corner, and she starts, but is covering it with her sleeve, and I'm like, oh girl. And so I'm trying to cover her because I don't want her to get in trouble. She offers me it, and I'm like, girl, no, I got to save my voice. And so she offers Kelsey it, and she does it. But it almost goes everywhere, and like we are all like, oh no, because we have a girl in my class who was like gonna snitch about anything, and I did not want either of them getting in trouble. It's a bad habit. I know. I should probably be discouraging them away from it. But the thing is, you can't help nobody that don't want to be helped. So I wasn't finna help them. They obviously didn't want to be helped, so I'm not going to. And so, we all are a little clique. Not a mean one, but we all are a little clique, just kicking it in choir class, and we're all having fun. And soon, around like maybe a couple months, maybe in March, we start getting a little rough. So in March, this is when, like, by the way, my friend Ariana, she does not have a phone. And so she had to, well, my ex-friend, she had to use our phone. Just gotta make sure that's on. She had to use our phone. And so she logged into my Snapchat and she left it on there. Now listen, I know some of y'all are gonna be mad at me for this, but I couldn't help it. She left it on my phone. And so I was a little bit nosy. I realized it was out of pocket. Don't come for me now. It's been like it's over with. The damage is done. I go through her account and I see like what I see is weird. And so I log into her Snapchat, I see her AI, I scroll up a little bit, and I see her like saying the N-word multiple times. If I can find the video of me like screen recording it, like I'll post it or like I'll put it on here. But she's saying it multiple times, like calling the AI bot the N-word, like N-word this, N-word that, N-word that. And like now I've seen it, I call it my other friend, let's call her Kaylee. I call up Kaylee, and I'm like, girl, what do I do? Like, I don't want to not be friends with her, but I don't want to be friends with her seeing this. Like, it feels weird. And so, like, I share the video to her, and then Wayne gets a whole... Ooh. That was very... Ooh, I almost slipped up. But then my other friend, let's call him Russell, gets a hold of it, and like it starts going around because it's in our group chat now, and like it's being spread like wildfire. Now, I'm not the one who's done all the spreading. No, I only shared it to my friend Kaylee and my friend Russell, who asked for it, who begged for it, and I felt like, you know what, whatever. Didn't think it was going to get out, which from him it didn't, but we had a group chat where he put it in, so I guess it was like, why would you do that? But why would I do that? I realized I shouldn't have, but then it started going around. Ariana wasn't there for a few weeks, and we thought she knew, so she was staying low. When she comes back, I'm being a little nonchalant, because my mother, she told me I would not be friends with her because what if she gets mad and she wants to call you the word? Alright. And so I'm just like, you don't know what happened? And she's like, no, I don't know what happened. What's going on? And I'm like, I got some bad news for you. And so I show her the video that's been circulating around everywhere, and like her jaw is dropped. And she goes to the office, and then like it starts, and then it comes to me, our guidance counselor. She's like, I'm skipping ahead. So pretty much, a week goes by, and like we're still like on this. I'm still her friend at this point, but I'm not as close to her. And then she ends up like spilling a lot more secrets, and then like people start like dropping her like wildfire. And so like I'm one of the only friends she has left. And so then y'all remember how I told y'all she has a problem? Well, we'll get into that a little later. But just keep that in mind. So, it sounds like somebody's coming down my steps. Anyways, so pretty much, what was I gonna say? Boop, boop, boop. We get to the point where like it's done, the damage is done. It comes out that I was the one who screen shared it, and it was like whatever. And then Ariana starts asking like, she wasn't mad at this point. She was just like, whatever. Yes, I was being messy, but I realized I was messy now. I'm not on the same stuff. I've grown. But she's like, oh, wow, well, like, did anybody else know? And I was like, yeah, my friend Kaylee knew, Russell knew, and DJ, not JD, DJ knew. We're calling him DJ for this, cause like, but and she's like, oh wow. So she immediately decides to go to Kaylee, saying like, oh, he told me you were the one who did it, or you told him to do it. I did not tell her that. I told her she knew. And so now me and Kaylee are having problems to where it's like, why would you tell her that? And then we're having other issues, and it's like on top of that, on top of that. And so now I'm getting frustrated because like, why would you go over there, lie, knowing that's not what I told you? And then not only that, but after that video got leaked, she went to the guidance counselor saying she was gonna get jumped, and saying I told her, me and my other friend Kelsey told her she was gonna get jumped, which we didn't, and we both talked about it. We both didn't say that. And so now I'm more mad because she had said that she was gonna get jumped by not Kelsey, by Kaylee and a couple of her friends, which was not true. I never mentioned them. And so now I'm like, what's going on? Why would you say that? And Ariana's a pathological liar. So she's like, well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And then I go to Kaylee, and she's like, no, we almost got suspended. And then I get called down, and then I'm just like exploding to the dean's face, like about how like I'm being put under pressure. I'm saying somebody was gonna get jumped when I really didn't. And the dean tells me, I don't know what you're talking about. We never said we were gonna suspend anybody. We didn't know anybody was even gonna get jumped. And so now I'm like, okay, somebody's just straight up lying. And so a little month passes. Now we're in April, and honestly, me and Kaylee were not the closest anymore. We've kind of fell out because, like, she wants to believe another girl over me without any evidence, without any proof, that just is constant, is known for lying. And when she posts, when she told her that, it was like, she just immediately believed her, no, not really asking me questions. And I was offended because, like, how are you finna believe her over me? Your best friend that calls you his sister. And so I was like, you know what, whatever. Another one bites the dust. And honestly, because I knew I didn't do anything wrong besides look at the video and being a little bit messy. That's all I did wrong. Any of the other stuff, nothing to do with me. And so, pretty much, me and Ariana, we're not necessarily friends, but we're decent. And so, one day, probably beginning of April, she brings a not. She doesn't bring. I don't think it was. I think it was something with marijuana, but it was something like that, and so she brings that to school, and um, I'm like, girl, why are you bringing all this to school? It was a cart. She bring the cart to school, and I was like, why are you bringing this stuff to school? And she was like, because like I do this all the time, and I was like, all right, and so like she starts doing it in class, and I'm just looking at her, and then a little bit gets up in the air, and me and Kelsey, we do our usual bringing it down so nobody like starts snitching, and plus I would have looked real bad too. And so we go, we like after she does that in choir class, we go to lunch, and then after lunch, I'm coming from getting my stuff from our choir class because I usually leave all of my like my pencil case, my folder for the next class. I usually leave that in his class so I can just take it and go after lunch. But Ariana comes to me and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Stacy's gonna want you in his office," and I'm like, "For real?" And she was like, "Yeah, somebody said me, you, and I'm sorry, me, you, and Kelsey, we were smoking," and I was like, "What?" And so I'm right here confused because yes, they are my friends, and yes, I deal with them, and I know the whole saying "birds of a feather flock together." I have not only too much to lose, but my vocal is one of the most important things to me. If not the most important, it's one of the most important things to me. And so just like ruining that, it would be stupid. And so, no, I didn't. But I'm like just confused because like, okay, let's just settle this right now because I'm not gonna do it. I go to his office and I'm like, "You needed me?" And this man could have not been more extra. Like, pretty much the whole, "Wow, you're here? Who told you that? Oh, wow." Just gave it all away. Don't say anything. The whole, that stick. But now, I'm like sitting in his office. He's like pacing around, not quickly, but a slow, like boom, 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 boom. And I'm just waiting, like, no, because not only does he can't have anything on me because I don't do it, but the only person I was around that does that was Ariana. And so he's like, "All right, don't BS me. Where's the vape?" And I'm like, "What vape?" And not to sound even slow or dumb, but like genuinely, what vape? I don't carry one on me. And so he's like, "Don't play stupid." And I'm like, "You know I don't vape." And he's like, "I've been hearing kids around the school, could have only been one, because like, and we obviously know who that is. We're going to call her Ophelia." We're going to call her Ophelia. We obviously know because she's always complaining and whining and tattling about something. And so I'm like, okay, well, whoever told you that, they're obviously lying. If you couldn't tell, because I don't do that. I'm in show choir. Do I look stupid? Because that's stupid people behavior. Do I look stupid? Let me know. And so, and probably stupid for hanging out with them in the first place. But we grow, we make mistakes, and in order for me to have grown from that, I had to make that mistake so I can learn to not do it again. So all of these were mistakes that I have made an improvement on so I can learn better and do better. But at the time, I didn't really know. I probably shouldn't have, been dealing with them like that. But she was my friend. I felt bad for her. So, yada, yada, yada. So, he calls her down, and he's like, "Now, this is where she gets caught up. You know what? I hate to say it, but it was her karma. It was their karma. I hate to say it. It was their karma. they had it coming for all of the lies and the deceits and the trickery they had done and pulled in between me and my friends. They deserved it. It was all coming either way. He's like, why would you tell him? And she's like, cause that's my friend. And I'm like, And, she's like, he's asking a bunch of questions, and then he asks like, so like, did you tell him? And she was like, no, I didn't tell him. And I'm like, girl, yes, you did. And because like she's now saying she didn't, and so he's like, he's the dean. The dean is like, oh wow, so you're just gonna lie, and he's like, just going off and just not yapping. I don't want to be rude saying yapping, but going off at the mouth pretty much. And I'm pretty much just so tired of it because like I've been through so much that month in school. Let me go. But he's just going off at the mouth, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And so he like she then starts getting caught up in her lies, and then like she was like, no, Jayon has the vape. Ariana was like, Jayon has a vape. And I was like, girl, no, I don't. And I was like, do you need to strip search me? Because I will do it. And I started taking off my shoes and my socks because I don't get down. I was going to let him check my locker, my address, my home, because I don't vape. I don't. Period, point blank. And I thought he wouldn't have knew that. Obviously not. But I guess everybody wants to just, go off of what they first heard. But okay. The truth comes out at the end. And so he's like, you know what, go to class. We go to class, we go our separate ways. She tries to talk to me. I'm like, girl, you just tried to throw me under the bus when I didn't even, this is your mistake. And so I go to class. I'm about like just ready to like, So I needed a little minute. I needed to calm down. I sat down. The class was quiet, thank God. And I just like rested. And then not even 2 minutes later, bro, I see police coming up with a police dog, going up the stairs to Miss Walters' class, going up to her class where my friend Ariana was, and they bring her down with her stuff, and they're doing a search. And well, guess what they find? The cart. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a shocker. Now, why they didn't search me, I don't know. I guess. Sorry, it ran out of storage. But I was just saying, it was well deserved. And, it was no shocker. So she ends up getting expelled. I don't know why they didn't search my locker. But, like, I guess since they searched hers, it was no need. And so she gets expelled. Me and my friend didn't make up until this summer. And you know what? I ended the school year quite horribly. Just to sum it up. Am I still mad about that? Not really, but it was an interesting story time for me to do. So I was like, why not? But, I let it go. It's not that serious, but it was well deserved. If you guys like today's video, please subscribe, like, share, do all of that good stuff. Because, we got to get it up. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.